Okay, so we'll start in a few minutes. So,
Okay, here we are.
uh, okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Can you hear me, Jose?
Perfect.
Perfect. We can start. Hi, everybody. I'm Gilbert Sanzeka. I'm the founder of Eli Academy. Like you know, we organize weekly events with teachers and coaches around the world. And today we will speak again with Jose Luis about 2023. That's coming in 3 or 4 days. 4 days, maybe.
Yeah, almost there.
Yes, almost there. So we will start talking about how to plan this year, this new year, and everything we should do, maybe or not, to be able to have the great year and achieve all our dreams, maybe, or our plans. And you can start by introducing yourself, or say, and after that, we will start. We will start. I have
Ready.
some question I will ask you when you are talking about the subject.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you very much, Gilbert. First of all, to say Merry Christmas to everyone who is here, and also
You can hear me? Sure. We have some connection and internet problem, I think.
and besides that, I am a professor at the university. And today we are going to talk about 2023 and how get ready for the new year, or how to avoid a disaster. You know, if we check this, you know, it is kind of complicated when these dates comes, and we don't know uh, how the year that passed has been, and how fast, as a matter of fact, the year came. If you look back, you know, just 2 weeks ago, we were in July, and today we are on December the 28th. So we are going to talk about all these things, you know, trying to make it a relaxed conversation. You know, it's something that if we put a little bit of humor on it, it will be better, you know, because things are not going to change between December the 31st and January the 1st, but in a way we all think that is going to. So we are going to get ready for this new year that begins, and how to make a profit of every single day that is coming, because, you know, during the year a lot of things happens, and we are going to talk about this later. But the first thing that I want to show is this comic that I really like. You know, it's the brain and saying to the girl, "Are you sleeping?" Yep, and it's in 2023. It's on Sunday, and she's not sleeping anymore.
Okay.
First of all, who are we going to see with our human relations? You know, what happened with uh, our love of relations, family relations, what we have accomplished and what we have not. So it is very important to know why is this happening. You know, why Are we closing the year on December the 31st and starting a new year just after that? Sorry. So it's time to make a balance. And I don't know if it is possible not to make a balance. You know, every time we try to close a cycle, we tend to balance how was it, how were our vacations, how was my job this year, how was I on this party or with these people. You know, we all tend to put the rational part of our brains in order to think. And, you know, there is possible or there is a possibility of being happy. You know, the skeptics that were a field in philosophy like two and they have yeah, actually 2,500 years ago, they used to say that you can be happy. You know, the only thing that you need to know is that you don't need to think about it, you know, because it's great to eat a hamburger. I love hamburgers. I love Coke. And the one with sugar, you know, not the zero calorie thing. You know, I love bacon. I love cheeseburgers. And when I eat them, I am very happy. The problem is after that, when I think, what is it going to do to my body? You know, the cholesterol, diabetes, the heart disease. So while I am doing the action, I am happy at the moment. But then when I put my rational part of the brain and start thinking of what I have just done, I am not that happy. It's like when you go to a wedding and then you see the video and you say, hey, but I am a great dancer and you are not a great dancer, you know? You were just in the moment and by the heat of the moment. So the thing is with the balance and happiness, that sometimes we tend to see the glass half empty. So we start thinking in our year, what happened there, how was it for us, and we tend to see all the bad things that happen. And it's very hard for us to see what brings us happiness on this year. Even if I did not accomplish all my goals, I probably did some things that make me realize or that can make me realize that it was not such a bad year. Because, you know, if every past was better, the present has never been that bad. So the first thing is to be fair on this balance and to start realizing what we have accomplished and what we have done during the year. And, you know, traumatic experiences tend to leave a harder mark in our brains, in our memories. So this year I lose my job, or this year I lose a relative or a love relationship or something like that. And that's weights a little bit more when we put it on our scale than all the little things or all the happy things that we have done there.
Okay, so if I try to summarize, to make a balance is to see everything, not only the negative part or the dreams we have and we want to achieve, but to see everything.
Yeah, and that's exactly
Really,
what the balance means, you know.
okay.
Why do we do it on January the 31st? You know, we all have different birthdays, and that's where our cycle around the sun is completed. But we need to have a date, a specific date in the year to do something, and that is to pay. You know, and it's like phylogenetic that comes from generation to generation that we start thinking about paying something. You know, because you know most of taxes due on December the 31st. And it was the time of the year, far, far away in the time when we used to pay our debts. So we start thinking, what have I owe to this guy. I don't know, to the guy who brings me the bread every single morning and everything. And it was the time that we honor those debts. So the definition and the whole idea was to put all of them together. Of course, it works in a way in the Western world, sorry, and in a different way on the Eastern world, because it has different closure dates and stuff. Uh, Jewish people have their own New Year, as well as Muslims, as well as Chinese people, Indian. So in this world that we live on this side of the planet, we decide that this date is a date where we make the balance. So the first thing that comes to our mind is, who am I going to spend the night with? Is someone going to kiss me this at midnight? Am I going to be alone again? What are we going to eat? And we tend to feel or fulfill all the anxiety that it generates to us with food, with huge quantities of food, huge quantities of alcohol, and a lot of depression comes. So at the time to make a balance, we need to be more fair with ourselves. And here I have this slide that I really like. I keep on checking this because we all try to make these New Year resolutions.
Yes.
And there is the 2020, 2021, 2022, and is lose weight and then lose some weight, give up alcohol, or which actually to drink less and get in better shape instead of getting shape, or they quit smoking, or have more money, or it's just have money, and keep or try to keep my resolutions. And when we check our list, at the end of the year, yeah, it will be great if I can read a book every single week. By the end of the year, I will be reading 52 books and probably have no life or time to lose the weight because I was reading all the time. So it gave in some kind of conflicts. I always thought in the Corona pandemic and how it changed our lives. At the beginning of that year, the 2020, we all start, of course, with resolutions and things that we were going to do that year. And immediately in March, we got the lockdown and our whole life changes and we start adapting ourselves. If we have memories of that traumatic time, of course, because I think that when we talk about 2020, a lot of people don't even remember what happened there because, of course, of the trauma and how fast it went. We start seeing that every single goal that we have was just to survive. We were so afraid at home, wearing our mask, trying to read and get all the information that we were able. We were cleaning the fruit when it came from the market and stuff. And, it was just to survive, to get a lot of toilet paper. There are studies about that,
Yes, yes.
and a lot of people, trying to get all the toilet paper that they were able to, and the food, and losing weight was something that was almost impossible during 2020, because most of us were at home, were born, start cooking and eating, just to fulfill that anxiety that we talked before. And even if quit smoking will be a great idea, the number of smokers increased during that year because all the anxiety as well as the alcohol drinking and stuff. So we start planning today for 365 days, and we don't even know what is going to happen. I'm going to touch on wood, of course, right now, but we don't have an idea. Probably, it could happen that aliens come here and we start, changing all of our resolutions, or it just another year, but how to make it a great year. You know, and it comes, starting with those resolutions that we are going to have here. We are going to think a lot about this, and go back, on how to plan, and how to make it a successful year, even if we, you know, don't accomplish all the things that we have in mind.
Okay, but the problem is some people feels like losers or failures at the end of the year when they don't achieve their resolution. What's the
Oh,
advice do you give them to
yeah,
not feel as that?
that's true. A lot of people feel like they are a loser, or that they uh, have not been able to accomplish their goals, so they are failures, that they cannot complete just a single task. A lot of people desperate on September or October, getting on the gym, just trying to do the things. And the first thing is, don't be that rude with yourself, and it's something that we all need to do. I hear this all the time in my practice, that when I ask people, hey, is anyone pushing you? I don't know, at work, at home, are they tell you when are you going to get your degree, or how much money do you make, or are you, how much weight are you gaining or losing? And most of the times the answer is no. No one is saying anything to me. So who is telling you this? Who is this person that is calling you a failure? Who is this person that is calling you a loser? And let me tell you that it's not you. That will be the easy answer, but it's you in a way. It's someone that lives in our head, because if I tell people, well, this year I plan to lose 25 kilos, and I only lose 16. And of course, I started on August. If I started at the beginning of the year, I will probably lose the weight. But, well, 16 kilos will, most people say, you lose a lot of weight. Hey, very good, keep on going. You are only 9 kilos away from your goal, or something like that. But I will probably say, hey, no, I am still a pig. I have not been able to lose the weight. I have not been able to accomplish what I was. So this person that is talking on our inside uh, is just a projection of some other people that talk to us in our life. But when I mean a projection, it's like a movie. When you see a movie, you don't see the real actor there. You just see a picture that has been created or manipulated in order to do that. So we project what we think that people think about us, and make it even tougher. So the first thing, is not to consider yourself a loser, and don't be that rude with yourself. You have accomplished what you were able to under the circumstances. If you have all the time of the world and all the money in the world, and you don't have anything to worry about, you probably won't do that either ways. So the thing is that there are certain things that we are going to be able to do, and some things that will need to wait until 2023. For example, those 9 kilos that I have remaining there. And of course, I have not completed the full task, but I already started. And when you start something, the first step does not take you wherever you want to get, but it's taking you apart from where you were. So the first thing is not to be that rude. The second thing is to consider what had happened in our lives, that bring us to the place that we were. I remember that I used to have a great job in 2007, 2008. Uh, and I was making a lot of money. I was very happy. I was kind of a boss in the company, and I was 26, 27 years old. I was just a kid. And that year, I think it was 2008 or 2009. I don't remember very well, but it was a huge crisis, a huge international crisis that was related to the mortgage and people losing their homes
Yes, yes, yes.
and their works.
2008, yes,
2008,
yes.
and you know, uh, at the beginning of that year, I was planning to travel. I was planning to get a new car, and by the end of the year, I was just happy that I had a job. So sometimes things happen, lives happen, and we cannot avoid, things. And most of us try to change things. I always think and remember my mother, what I asked her. Well, my mom is a psychology as well. It's good for you to start knowing my family. My father, my mother, my sister, and my wife were all psychologists. So imagine what is that dinner New Year. Poor my brother-in-law, who is the only one who is an engineer, so he suffers a lot. And I used to ask her, Mom, what does frustration mean? And she says, frustration is when it rains on your holidays. And I keep that in mind since I was a kid, and I keep on telling people when ask me what frustration means, and they say, hey, it's when it's rain on your holidays, and I only have 1 week, 2 weeks a year, to go to the beach, to enjoy. I pay a lot of money, a lot of effort, the traveling and everything, and it rains. And you check the Google weather application, and it's keep on telling you that it's going to rain for 4 or 5 days or something. And rain is a possibility. We cannot control the weather. We cannot control what is going to happen in our lives that are going to change our plans. So the best idea is to have an idea but not a plan, or be so strict with the plan when it only will bring us frustration. I think it's farther than that. If it rains, it's great to sleep with the rain, or just to have a walk on the beach, go with something that is pleasure for you, or something that brings you happiness. So the whole idea here, sorry for that, I still have the COVID sequence. And the main idea here is not to get frustrated and understand that we cannot control what is going to happen. We may just be happy by the end of the next year that we are all together as we were in 2021, when we all were able to sit on the table and to share this moment. So in order not to feel that you're losing, or that you're failing, is not be that rude with yourself, then don't try to control everything. Things are going to happen there. And I think that there is something more. The only one who knows what is on that list is yourself. So
Yes.
The only person that is judging you is yourself. And rules can change at any moment of the game, because it's a game that we set for ourselves. And it doesn't mean, to be a quitter, or something like that. It means that we can change our rules at any moment and say, hey, I am not going to accomplish this, but I am going for, I don't know, this other goal that is going to take me like 3 years. At that moment, that I was saving money, in order to do all those things. My plans change, and I decide to do a different thing, just to get to the new year and pay things. But what if I am saving for a house and I get a huge raise, and I don't know, I can get a house and a car, or in 3 years I will be able to get the house in my dreams. I will stay with the first option because it was on the list or something like that. I'm going for the full Monty. So the idea here is not to get comfortable, what with the things that you can afford. Because at this moment I can afford something, and it could happen that I can achieve even more, but because if it is on the list, I am going to go for that, and in that way I'm going to have an ugly wife, ugly children, an ugly car in an ugly house, and I can go for more. I can always wish for more and think for something else. So it's not everything bad, you know, on accomplishing things. And I have heard a lot of stories, but one that was very, very strange for me was for a guy who killed himself. He has this promise that when he arrived to his 60th birthday, he will be owning 500 acres of land. And he was about 470 something, and he did not accomplish that, and he killed himself. It was a very strange case. I have to take care when I was in my residence when I was a very, very young psychologist, the family of this guy. And they were not believing, that this guy killed himself for just a small thing, but he was not able to to change his mind. And as a matter of fact, they made a lot of money after his death. And of course, they go over the 500, but he was not there anymore. So don't try, to go to the gym. And if you were not able to come yesterday to make 3 hours of gymnastics, that is going to hurt your body and probably your soul as well. So the main idea here is that the only one that has this list is yourself, and you can
Yes.
change it whenever you want.
Yes, yes. So everything we project to our resolution is only a projection of what we think people think about us, but everything is in our head. So we have to clean our head first before trying to make realistic resolutions. Yeah, okay.
That is, we need to do it in this because it's a game that we are playing with ourselves.
Yes, yes. And while you were speaking, I thought about ancient Greek philosopher who told, I think it's Mark Aurelius, I'm not sure. We have something, yeah, there are things you can control and things you can't control. So try to adapt and try to not care, not too much care about things you can control because there will be a lot of things you can control in the world. So I think maybe this is another answer to this question.
Oh,
Focus
yeah.
on what you can control, yes.
Yes, and there are two things in life today, and what gives me anxiety, and I always point these two parts, because we are all afraid of something, not achieving something or get sick or something. And that's what worries us about. And we keep on trying to get ready for this. No matter what this is, we all have this in mind, people that is listening to us, yourself, myself, we all have this fear, this deep fear of something that is going to happen in our future. And we try in every single way to avoid the suffering. I remember this girl that once came to me and say, "Hey, I came from a bad relationship. My boyfriend just got engaged with my best friend. It was kind of complicated." And I said, "Oh, that's complicated." And she said, "Yeah, and what do you want from me?" And she says, "Yeah, I don't want to suffer. I know that I cannot be her girlfriend anymore because he's a cheater. I cannot be her friend anymore because he's a cheater as well. But I don't want to suffer because I have some exams coming. And it's impossible not to suffer. It is impossible not to go through to the pain. So, for example, we have here this disease, cancer, that we are all afraid of, because we know that it comes with a lot of suffering for the family, for the person, and stuff. And I
Yes.
am here trying to get ready for this. That may never happen. And if it never happened, it's just going to down like this. I will live my whole life trying to prepare for something that I don't even know that is going to happen. But what if this happened? Because we try to think on this point like the end of everything. And this is not the end, it's the beginning. It will go back there. And I don't know you, but I will be going to every single doctor that my money can pay. I will try the bees, the orange juice, the scorpions, and everything that can cure it. I will meditate. I will practice sports. I will try to live. I will try to survive to those things that will all may happen. So in the future, there are a lot of worries and a lot of things that keep us on worrying that we don't want to suffer and go through. And I don't want to lose my pet. Something very, very, very common, or that happens because if you got a dog, the dog is going to die before you, and you're going to suffer because you love your pet, but you need to realize that they will only die one, and they will live a lot of the years of happiness to us, or they will bring a lot of happiness to us. Instead of that, you can get a donkey. They live like 70 years, and the donkey is going to cry for you. I don't know why you may get a donkey at home. It will be a lot of stuff. So probably we just need to understand that it's a part of life. Happiness and suffering are parts of life.
Okay. What are the other
So,
traps we can fall in?
oh yeah, there are a lot of traps here. Uh, and I love this psychologist that used to say that we humans are 50% of our time setting up a trap, and the other 50% of our time trying to fall into that trap. So first of all, who puts the trap there? Oh, we are. When we put the trap, when we start thinking far, far away of what we can or what we cannot not accomplish. And you know, uh, there is a trap in this whole process because you only have 1 year in order to accomplish your goals. And it's giving you an amount of time that is set by people. We all have come together, with scientists, of course, that the day is going to last 24 hours and that is going to be 7 days in a week, and there are going to be 12 months in a year, and that a year is 365 days or something like that. And uh, ancient cultures used to rule themselves by the moon or by the planets and stuff, and when is a good time, uh, to put plants on land and stuff. But they had a way to organize all this, a calendar. If you check the Mayas, or even Stonehenge, they say that it's a huge calendar. The whole idea and the whole thing is that we as humans tend to set up a period of time because we don't know when it's going to end. So our big problem is that uh, we have an end in an endless universe, and sometimes it's going to end for all of us, and it gives us a lot of anxiety and things. So what we do is try to set periods of times. For example, class is about an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours. You can be in a boring class, check your clock, and you will see that it's moving backwards. And you say, hey, this is not going to end, and I need to stay here listen at this guy that is so bored, or you can be in a class that is funny as this one, and check your time and say, hey, an hour just passed. Oh, great. Because the perception of time, it comes for our minds. When we take a child in a car trip for about 4 hours, it seems for them that it lasts forever. That's why they are so annoying, because they have lived so many times in our world that 4 hours is a lot of time. But now they say, hey, it's a 4 hour trip. You say, hey, that's a short one. And I think that it was Albert Einstein who used to say that you can touch a beautiful lady during the whole night, and it would seem that it was just a few seconds, or you can just touch a flame for a few seconds and feel like it was all night, you know. So it's just a perception. And the trap, or the first trap that we have here, is the time perception. Okay, so instead of that, and we are giving the first tips. It's not the same an amount of time to accomplish our goals. Okay, that is something that we can see on Bridget Jones, or in every movie that has these New Year resolution things and stuff. But as the matter of fact, it's just a time that we are setting. The second thing, or the second trap, is to be so ambitious in our goals. Okay, I put a number again, 25 kilos. If I say lose some weight, I will be probably happy. Doing this. I need to read 52 books. I need to run 10 miles or a marathon. We put numbers on everything, and we can accomplish that we can do that, or maybe we can never do that. So what about start running, or just start running? Why? Because I want to be healthier. That would be a great thing. Now, what if I cannot run? Okay, I can walk, and it will not make any difference in my heart and my whole things. I was talking with this guy the other day, and I was telling him that I was on the gym and stuff, and he said, "Yeah, I want to look nice, and I want to look great." And he said, "What's your goal?" And I say, "Hey, I want to be alive. I just go to the gym to be alive, and to get in better shape and stuff." So the traps are always there, when we try to follow someone uh, that is not competing with us,
Yes.
and this competition is the main thing that we need to have in our minds. I love runners, and I love to talk to them, because most of the times when you ask them how was your best result or something, they say, yeah, I was 524, or I made like 2 hours and a half or something like that. And you say, hey, for a 574, I will not even run, and what we don't realize is that they are not running against another person. They are running against themselves,
Yes. That's true.
and they are making, the whole training, just to get a little bit better the next time. And that's the whole idea. It's not a race. There is no one watching. Let's stop competing with ourselves, because it's that projection in our head. It's these people that is I'm sorry, is thinking for us, and we are trying to accomplish a desire that is not even our desire. So the main idea will be stop competing. That's a trap. You can see this guy on Instagram, who in a year has been able to lose that much weight, or it has a beautiful body and beautiful clothes and a beautiful wife, and everything, and it's just something that they are showing you, and just a small part of their lives. They cry as well. They have crises as well. So everything, that you see there is just illusion. They are just showing you what they want you to see. Of course, this is a huge business, and I am not going to break it, of course, but we need to start thinking uh, that if I only show you this small place that I am talking now, you don't have any idea what's going on in my entire house now. I am just showing you what I want you to see. So stop competing these people. Stop competing with people on TV, Instagram. Even my friend at work, who he says, "Oh, I'm going to quit smoking," and I say, "Hey, I'm going to do it as well." And I see him 4 or 5 hours a day, but after that, he can smoke as much as he wants, and I won't even know it and say, "Hey, how is he doing this? I am a loser. I am a failure." And I am just competing with a picture or with a picture of something that I want to be.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So the next one, this one is, as a matter of fact, it's a comic from a guy from Argentina. His name is Liniers. I really like it, and I send it every single year to all my clients. Uh, what will the next year bring us? And it's 365 opportunities, and we don't even know those opportunities until we get them there. But if we are looking to the past, we will never be able to see those opportunities. Okay. So the main idea of this, is to realize that we are closing 2022 and we start with this new resolution and only resolution to have 365 opportunities. And what does it mean to have these opportunities? Uh, is to realize that even if we don't make it, we can be happy. And there was this guy uh, who used to say that there is nothing worse than all sunny days. It was the get in his book of this guy who made the deal with the devil is I think the Faust, and you cannot have sunshine every single day. You will start missing a bit in rain. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I thought you
Uh,
had a question.
no, no, you can continue.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Uh, so I think we are at the core of the message. We have to create opportunities. That's the resolution. We have to create opportunities that will be used if we can see them and create them in this year and the next years. But how can you create these opportunities? Do you have some tips?
Oh, yes. There was this study in the United States that was trying to figure out if people was lucky or unlucky. So they call like 600 students and they say, "Hey, who of you consider that is lucky?" And they get a group of 300. "And who of you consider that is unlucky?" And they got another group of 300 students. They pay them for, be honest, just for that, that they were getting there. So uh, the main job that they had a newspaper, the paper newspaper, not the ones that we are used to now. And the 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 idea was to find out or to count how many pictures were on that newspaper. And people who was considered themselves lucky uh, do it from 100 sorry, from 1 minute and 25 seconds to 2 minutes. And all people that consider that they were unlucky try more than 10 minutes. And why this happened? Because on the second page of this newspaper, there was a script that says, stop counting, this newspaper has 61 pictures. So people who is lucky or who consider themselves lucky unconsciously just look for opportunities. They are not looking on what happened or how to do the task or stuff. They are just looking for the opportunity. They have their eyes wide open. And it happens a lot, when we search for opportunities and people say, and as I was saying, for the love relations, they say that if you get down off the table with 12 grapes and you eat them with the 12 o'clock in the night, you're going to find love that year. I think that you stay under the table, people is going to think that you're crazy, and you are probably not going to find love there. It's just to look to the opportunity. But if I keep on looking for that girl that was mean with me, or my ex-girlfriend stuff, I will not be able to see the opportunities that I have ahead. So the way to create these opportunities, the first thing is to have the eyes wide open, and start seeing what is coming. Now, as I told you, good things happen, but we all need the rain. We all need those sunny days and without cloudy days and rainy days. We cannot live in eternal summer or something like that. And bad things are going to happen during the year. This is something that is going to happen. It will happen on January the 1st, or it will happen on December the 20th, or July the 4th. It doesn't matter. There are days that are not going to be great days. Let's not be that tragic and talk about people who can pass away during a year. We can have problems at work. We can lose some money. We can get ourselves robbed or something. Or we can just wake up and feel that we are not in the mood that day. And it happens. It happens to all of us. But it doesn't mean that we cannot stop searching for the opportunities. Okay, because
Yes.
great to walk. I know that you went to Paris, for the Christmas. I love Paris, and I love to walk by the river with those cloudy and cold days, and listening Coldplay and feeling so sad. And that's great too, and that's an opportunity as well. Sometimes we even miss to feel sad or feel this sadness. So the opportunities are going to be there, even if those are bad days. Now, let's suppose that I want to read more. Okay, and when we were talking about the resolutions, read more. How much is read more? It's just if I read one word last year, if I read two, I'm going to accomplish that. And it's going to be a check mark that is going to make me so happy. So read more. If I read 5 minutes a day, just 5 minutes, 2 pages, 3 pages, I will be able to accomplish the goal of read more. What if I don't read on Sunday because I am tired or something? Well, there is no problem. Okay, I need to go to the gym, and you can go on January the 2nd to every single gym, and they will say that they have a lot of subscribers or new subscribers that pay for the full year, because in that way they are going to be forced to go to the gym. And if you go on March the 2nd, you will realize that a lot of people lose a lot of money. So if I want
This
to
is
get
a
in shape,
business.
yes, it's a great business. If you want to get in shape, just say, hey, I want to get in shape, or in a better shape that I am now. and taking in consideration that if you take a weight and make this movement just 10 times a day, by the end of the year, you will have a huge arm. Learn a language or something like that. Yeah. But I am not going to master a language in 1 year. So every single thing begins with small actions. We just take a small action of something that we want to achieve, and we keep it on time. We say, hey, I'm going to the gym. Yeah, I'm going on Monday. And on Tuesday, my whole body is going to hurt. So if I stop going there, I will be probably losing the whole year subscription. And what if I don't want to? Or if my body hurts, I can go on Thursday. Or I can go twice a week when I have the time. I can just find the opportunity. And what is this about? This is about happiness. We make resolutions because we want to be a little bit more happy than we were.
Yes, I think this is the last part of our talk. Happiness. This is everything people is looking for, to be happy, to be more happy. This is a bad question because I think we won't be able to answer everything in few minutes. But why is it so important? What are the steps you advise to your clients, and how to be more happy than yesterday? We would say that like that during the next year coming.
Yeah, and when we think, thank you very much for the question. When we think about happiness, we try to think on the ugly brother that is depression. We psychologists for a lot of years study depression instead of studying happiness. And why do we always tend to think on the bad things instead of the good things? So happiness is so important because about 70 years ago, they start asking what make us happy, and what can make us happy, instead of what give us the depression. I know that for Zoloft and for Prozac, it's a great business, the people to be depressed and stuff, but people that is happier tend to be happier. First of all, does not need to make more money than the money that they make. They make this study, and of course there is a huge difference in this guy that makes $50 with the one that makes $5,000, but there is no difference between $5,000 and $5 million. Okay, so money does not bring us happiness. Even if I never saw anyone crying on a Mercedes, I think that it does not bring happiness. What brings us happiness are the moments, and you can check now that now we have this beautiful tool, the cell phone, that show us when we were happy, because I like this definition. It's kind of a romantic definition. It's not a psychological one. Is happiness goes from one happy picture to the next one. We don't take pictures in funerals. We don't take pictures at work when the boss is yelling at me. We just take pictures when we try to remember something. It's that important that even if we have a camera in our pocket, we only took it away to take something that makes us happy. And it happens every single day. Every single day there is something that can make a difference. I don't know, and it's so basic that I don't know if I can explain it. It's that cup of coffee when you were very, very cold. You get into a coffee place and drink that coffee, and it gives you something to your soul, or it's or are the first step of your son. It's something that we tend to put it in a pedestal, and say, hey, no, happiness, it's only for a group of people, and the rest of us don't deserve that, or we are never going to get it. And it's very, very small. is just to sit with a friend and have a talk. And those opportunities and happiness is going to come there. So what we need to have is to have our eyes wide open in order to realize that I can and I will. Even if today is a rainy day, today is an ugly day, I feel desperate. I don't want to do anything and I can barely move. Tomorrow I will feel a little bit better. Tomorrow everything will change. And on January the 1st, everything is going to change because I can and I will. Okay. So this is the whole idea and everything about this. Things are going to happen, life is going to happen. I can and I will. And the change starts inside. It never comes from the outside. It comes from myself, from my thinking, from the way that I put those goals in my life and trying not to fall in the traps. Just the whole idea is that I can and I will succeed, if I just have the idea or the correct idea.
Perfect. Thank you. I think
Oh,
this last learn what
oh,
we need to hear before
I,
a Happy New Year.
I have one more here. That is the Happy New Year. Uh, in my opinion, it was a great year. But every single year is a great year for me. So I hope you have a very happy New Year as well.
Yes, thank you, Jose. You too. Thank you for everything, and let's meet again in the next year, like everyone's like to say.
Well, thank you very much.